Welcome to Hope Through the Hard, a curated coalition podcast where we talk honestly about life struggles and how to face them in healthy, hope-filled ways. In 2 Corinthians 4, Paul says, "We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed." That's the purpose of this space. Real conversations about the hard things in life and the hope that carries us through. Visit curatedcoalition.com to find our coaching services and book a free consultation. Hi, I'm Ashley, and today we have Adeline as a guest. Levi and Lincoln are doing our production, and we're excited to have you today. Addie?
Hey, how are you?
Kid question.
Oh, yay.
Something your brother wrote, so I don't know.
Oh, I can't read it. Oh, what was or is your least favorite job?
Was or is your least favorite job?
In what context?
Any context, that's easy. I hated being a waitress. I hated it.
I honestly
Good question.
I don't know.
Least favorite job?
My least favorite job is dealing with people I don't like. I like doing things. I just don't like dealing with people.
Working with an impolite public?
No, an impolite boss. I can deal with the people. I just don't like dealing with like an impolite boss.
Okay.
I like to be respected.
You have to earn that.
Yeah. If I have to respect somebody else, I like to be respected. I feel like respect goes both ways. And if I'm in an environment where the person doesn't respect me, then I don't have to keep myself in that environment. That's how I feel.
That's why you need to own your own salon.
Correct. Yes. Correct. I can't do it.
No. Yeah. So you're a cosmetology student.
Yes.
And you are working to someday own your own salon. So
yeah,
that's hopefully that's.
If it doesn't work out, I'm not too bummed at it. I'd rather feel like whatever God's calling me to do is what I need to do. And if that's not something, and it's to have a family or to work in, mission field with other people, and
as long as they're nice to you.
Yeah. Use my talent somewhere else, and I can still do what I love, by all means.
Okay. All right. So last week, I asked you, I said, I want you to be on the show. What do you want to talk about? And you said? Comparison. And so I feel like you said that for a reason.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump into comparison today. And I find that comparison sneaks up for me really fast as soon as I open my phone and open Instagram. Yeah. And I start scrolling and I'm looking at someone else's house or the way they've decorated or their skin or their clothes.
Right.
And it's right there. And I think probably most women feel the same way.
Absolutely.
So what is that, in your opinion, when you open social media or whatever? Is it social media for you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so.
For sure. Or just walking around.
Okay.
Seeing people.
Okay. So what is it that makes you start to compare yourself to other people?
What are things I compare?
Yes.
Okay. I compare how I look, if I'm skinny enough, if I my facial features, kind of surgeries I could get to make myself look a certain way, people's lives, seeing other people around my age get married, start their careers, get, homes, stuff like that, have kids. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't, that sort of aspect wasn't such a big deal when I was in high school. I was more concerned about my grades and what other people thought of me, which... Mm-hmm. Once I graduated, I realized that was not necessary because
I said that
people,
a lot.
I know. Those people did not mean anything to me. And now that I'm I never think about them. I don't.
Yeah. You have one good
I have one good friend
from
that place, and the rest of them don't matter. They have no.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is that you start comparing when you're using a false system of measurement.
Yeah.
And so you're holding yourself to someone else's beauty, someone else's metabolism, someone else's timeline, someone else's gifts, someone else's call. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that that's such a draw for you?
Well, for me, a lot of it is looks, because I feel like that's what it is for a lot of people. Women have the beauty standards are very high. Mm-hmm. We sit here and we look at ads, we're just walking through a Target, and there are advertisements for oh, well, you could make your skin look better, and your skin could look like this woman who's got a million filters on. The photo's been edited.
And
all
even
of that,
though you know that, you still
want it because it's this like greedy desire to have more, to be better, to look a certain way.
even though it's completely unrealistic.
Yeah.
Okay. So culture says we can be anything we want to be. Scripture says we're already chosen.
Yeah.
We are chosen to be part of God's family. He came, he died for us, he chose us.
Yeah.
So how then can all of these things be combated? Like, how do you stop yourself
From comparing
from
myself?
going down that spiral of, okay, this person who is 4 years older than me got engaged. That's unfair. This person, this person has a dad with a ton of money, has a BMW.
Really cool car.
How do you stop yourself from walking into Target and seeing ads that you know are edited, you know are filtered, you know that the person, you know, might have good genes, but they also have had so many plastic surgeries. How do you stop yourself from comparing when you know in your mind you're chosen? You are exactly the way God wants you to be.
A lot of it is especially when it comes to like where I feel like I'm supposed to be in life in comparison with other people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of just trusting God's timing because I've tried making things go in my timing, in my way.
No,
and,
you have?
Yes. And it doesn't work. I end up more hurt and more upset because if it's my way, it doesn't work that way. So, you know, working on getting home, my degree, my license, I guess it's a license, not a degree.
Yeah.
To even owning my own salon. Like these are things I would want, but it's not about my timing and it's more trusting in God compared to being jealous about things. Because jealousy is not a happy way to live. And if I tell myself like, hey, that jealousy, that envy that you have inside of you, you can't stop the thoughts. The thoughts aren't going to just stop magically out of nowhere.
Well, Scripture says take every thought captive. So
Yeah.
you have to tell yourself
to stop.
Yeah. You have to physically say like, no,
That's not
my nose is perfect the way it is.
questionable.
No, it's not questionable. No.
But like those are, you have to tell yourself like you have to, and my beauty is not like, I can sit here and I have very loving friends. I have a very loving boyfriend. I have 2 really great best friends who mean the world to me. I have you. I have my family. I've got my old lady friends. I guess that's what I call them. I really like hanging out with people that are older than me. They teach me a lot, and so I just have old lady friends, and they mean a lot to me because they teach me so much and they hold me accountable because they know so much more.
They do. Yeah, I know. I agree with you. I prefer people who are older than me.
They're
also
as old as they could be, like my grandmas.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of like
Yes.
adopted grandmothers.
Yeah. So all of these things that you're saying, essentially we're creating a hierarchy of worth. Like this person has this kind of car, so they are worth more than me.
Yeah.
And this person never struggled with acne, so they're worth more than me. This person has this job or this degree, so they're worth more than me. And I think that that's where the problem really starts. And if we could really just learn to say, I'm so excited for you that you have that.
Yeah.
Good for you. That's not for me right now.
No, because your self-worth is not in materialistic things. Like one day, you know what? It all could vanish. We've been taught that lesson how many times?
Right.
We've had nice cars. We've had nice things. I'm sorry, but as soon as I decide to eat a bunch of chocolate, I'm going to get another pimple. Like that's part of life. Like anything can change in a matter of seconds. All of those things, you can lose a job, you can get sick and you can't work in your field anymore. All of those things, like your self-worth is not based off of materialistic things. And that's what everybody struggles with.
Including you.
Oh,
including me.
By a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that that's something that we've even tried to speak into you with your shoulder injury. Like your field,
It's gonna be difficult.
while it is a passion for you, you might struggle to do it long term. Because you have a shoulder injury. And
two shoulder injuries.
Yeah. And so just reminding yourself that if that's where your comparison is, if that's where your worth is tied,
then it will not.
Then you could
good.
Yeah. And because that might be what you're called to right now for an influence in a certain place right now, but your calling changes, right?
Absolutely.
And I think you've seen that. Like you would have never chosen to work in a church.
No.
and you wouldn't have, there's a lot of things that you wouldn't have chosen. And so when you start to compare, sometimes God uses that comparison to humble you or to bring you back around to what his calling for you is at that moment. So C.S. Lewis, Mere Christianity, which I know you've
Love
read.
that book.
Says pride gets no pleasure out of having something, only out of having more of it than the next man.
Yep.
And so comparison doesn't just steal your joy, it steals your gratitude. And so can you talk about maybe a time when you've lost something, when you've lost your joy because you were busy comparing?
I remember a lot 4 or 5 years ago, I compared myself to everyone. I put on a lot of makeup. I told myself I couldn't dress a certain way. I couldn't act a certain way. I couldn't be a certain way or be myself because other people didn't want it from me, or I couldn't do that because then I wouldn't be good enough. I covered myself up. I hid myself. I lied to myself, telling myself I was someone that I'm not. And it was all because I just sat there and compared myself. I had bad acne. That ruined my self-worth.
It wasn't.
It was not bad.
It was not bad acne.
It was just. It was. Oh.
There was a little bit of acne, but to
It was
you,
so.
it
was ruining me.
Yeah.
I'd never struggled with it before. And mostly it was allergic reactions because I'm allergic to everything.
Yes. It was a histamine reaction in your body. Yes.
And it ruined me. I was angry. I was sad. I didn't socialize. I was so upset. And it took me a long time and that's, I think, why I feel so called to the industry I'm going into, is because of that experience. That year and a half where I just hid myself. And that's why how
did being grateful help you find the joy when you were in that place?
I realized it took a long time to realize that my beauty was not based off of how I looked. I got a lot closer with God during that period of time. I had a really bad relationship with God. I got a lot closer with you. You and I started getting very close, and I got encouraged by people that actually loved me for who I was. They didn't care about how I looked. They didn't care about who I thought I was supposed to be, but instead they were like, "No, you're really beautiful on the inside and the out, no matter if you've got acne or no matter if your hair is dead or because it was dead and needed a cut." I feel bald. I just cut my hair and I feel really bald.
You cut an eighth of an inch off.
I cut a full inch off. I feel bald. But it was really just I had to find people who encouraged me and said, "No, Addie, the girls on Instagram are fake." And that's why I always I try so hard not to I post my authentic self. I don't put the filters on it. Do I edit it? Yes, because lighting is so bad. I do edit my photos. I'm not going to lie, but I don't put filters on it. I don't try to cover up my acne. I post it. I don't care, because if someone's going to judge me for it,
well, someone's going to judge you no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that that's sort of the point, is that joy is rooted in connection, not in competition. And so
that's good.
When you're always striving to be better than someone else, you're never going to have joy. When you're always saying, "Oh, I need the next thing," or "I need the next thing."
The grass is not greener on the other side.
Right. So if we're connected to people people who speak truth, people who are rooted in the gospel, people who are older than you and can see, like you were saying, that you love people who are old enough to be your grandmother because they pour that into you. They're not going to lie to you and say, oh, Addie, you'd look great with lip filler. They're going to be like, no, you'd look ridiculous with lip filler.
Look like a duck.
Yeah.
But you know what?
And
it's okay.
Yeah. But when you're connected with people, you stop the competition and you can be grateful for
what I do have.
Right. And it's usually the people around you as opposed to what you see in the mirror.
Yep.
And so, yeah. So what if instead of competing, we learned to celebrate what God is doing in someone else and through someone else, and then just trusting that he's doing something equally beautiful in you. He's just taking a different route.
Yeah.
So,
well, because when we look at ourselves and the beautiful things God is giving us, we're such ungrateful people that we don't appreciate it.
Right.
I look back at all of these things that I had or we all had, and I look at myself, and in the moment I was sitting there with so many great things, wishing I had more.
Right.
That I don't even realize what.
So talk about
amazing.
a specific.
Well, I
Be
remember
specific.
when we moved into this house.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. I was so ungrateful. I wanted...
Dial it back. Okay, so that was a year ago.
Yeah.
Just a little over a year ago. So we had been looking for a home.
Oh my God, for like a year.
For probably longer than a year because you wanted to stay home.
Mm-hmm. I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to move away.
Well, yeah, you didn't want to move away. You wanted to do cosmetology. You wanted to go to Savannah Tech. You wanted to pursue a passion.
Not a degree.
Right. As opposed to sitting in a seat for 4 years.
Couldn't do that.
And then moving from the seat to an office for 4 years. And so your dad and I we were in a completely different place, financially in a completely different place.
Than we are now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we were looking for a place that had 4 bedrooms so that your brothers could be separated and you could be kind of in your own space.
Yeah.
And
like
then
a little studio.
Yeah. And then it would be big enough for you to bring your kids to. And, you know, when the 3 of you are married, if ever there were a reason for you all to come home,
there's a space.
You would have a space to do that, sort of its own separate space. And we wanted you to have that space now so that you could have a dorm room of sorts.
Yeah, something like that. It's got a bathroom.
Yeah.
I've got a little fridge. I got a little
coffee
pot
maker that Miss Kathy got you.
Yeah, my old lady friends.
Yeah.
They spoil me.
You love her immensely. And we're so thankful for her. And so we essentially were looking for this 4-bedroom house mostly for you.
Yeah.
We also wanted a kitchen that you could bring your boyfriend, have him over and we weren't like smashed together. Lincoln could, bring his future girlfriend. Chicken can bring his girlfriend in 100 years, or a dog, whatever he can.
Or a squirrel or a possum he drags in from outside. Lord. Yeah. Some snake he decides to pick up. And
oh gosh, we love a chicken every now and then, but we don't ever know what he's gonna come dragging home. So
yay!
But we wanted a kitchen big enough to welcome people into,
and a big enough space to have a table because we have people over, all the time.
And so those are the things. But we were primarily looking for something
for me to stay in
for you. So talk about your bad attitude.
Oh, I had such a bad attitude. I was so, I expected it. It wasn't like I was like feeling grateful for it. I was just like, oh, well, this is this and I don't like this. And this one doesn't feel like this. And this one's
very entitled.
I was so entitled. And I feel disgusted by myself now because I had so much.
So talk about when we first moved in.
Oh, I remember saying they had 2 like queen size beds in the room. They had a full like desk. And I remember walking up and saying, oh, this feels tiny. And my mom was like, Addie, what What do you mean it feels tiny? I was like, I don't like it.
Your room
it was ridiculous.
Is bigger than the 3 bedrooms combined at our old house.
Yeah, my bedroom is almost as big as our entire other house.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's gorgeous. I love it. I have gorgeous windows. I have these little, they're little windows.
But when the first time you saw it,
I was like, I don't like it. I hate it. It's gross. It's too small. The ceilings are like, when it's like an attic room and the ceilings come in. I love it now. I think it's so fun. But I was like, the ceilings are weird. I can't hang anything on my walls. Where am I going to put my couch? What am I going to do with this? And I'm like, what? And then I was so like just negative about it.
yeah,
It was so
you had no gratitude.
none.
You had no joy.
No, and I was in a really negative place because it was my senior year. I was ready to graduate. I did not like the only people I liked there were the kids I was teaching in Sunday school. I taught Sunday school at the school. Those are the only people I liked in that entire school, except for like 2 of my teachers. And I still love them today.
And one really good friend.
And yeah, one friend. And everybody else there was mean to me. They were hurtful. I didn't like them.
And
They didn't like me.
But do you
so I was
think
negative.
Yeah. So that negativity was spilling over into every part of you.
Every part of my life.
And you were entitled.
Very.
And you were hateful.
Mm-hmm.
And you were ungrateful.
Yeah.
And so
God woke me up real fast. He said,
yeah, it did happen fast.
Yeah, like literally 2 weeks after we moved.
Yeah.
He said no.
Yeah. And sometimes those lessons are really hard to learn. And so when we're in the middle of something, we often don't see those things as something beautiful that God is trying to teach us, or something beautiful that, he's having us learn. We're just looking around and we're saying,
everybody
else has this. Everybody else can do this. Everybody else's life isn't falling apart.
Right.
Poor, pitiful me. And if we took the time, even though it's really hard, and if you don't have people who are older who can pour into you, people that you're deeply connected to, that comparison
Destroys you.
will destroy you. Yeah, it really will. Okay, so it's a little thought for you. Our worth isn't earned. It's revealed through Christ. So what that means to me is that we find our worth when we fulfill his calling.
Yeah.
And so what do you think your calling is?
I don't know. I feel like I'm very called to work with people. I'm very social.
Very.
I really love people.
Yes.
I work at the clubhouse. It's a golf club, and I work at the bar. And I talk to people all day. Mm-hmm. And I have made a lot of connections to a lot of different people, a lot of really cool people. And I've learned a lot about them, and they've learned a lot about me. Some of them have even said, I honestly feel like I'm going to go to church. Mm-hmm. They're like talking to you, getting to know you, because they're in there all day. They will sit at that bar all day and just talk. And I've made a lot of really good connections. And they say, hey, would you go to church and pray for me? I would love to. Does he need it? The person that asks me that? Yes.
Well, and it's very interesting that he thinks you have to go to church to do that.
I know. He on Saturdays, he'll go, hey, tomorrow when you go to church, will you pray for me? Yes, I would love to pray for you. Yeah. I pray for you often. Yeah. Actually.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
And so just making connections like that. And I think when you work in the industry that I'm wanting to go into, you have a person in front of you. You are in very close proximity with people all the time. Mm-hmm. And you are touching them. You are not you've got their hair in your hands. You've got their hands in your hands. You've touching their face, their skin. You are in very close proximity with people. And people have to put a level of trust in you to be in that seat. And so you have a lot of authority in that position that I'm in. And what are you supposed to do? Sit there awkwardly? No, you talk. You get to know each other. My clients that I have now, I know a lot about them. Mm-hmm. They tell me a lot when they're sitting in that chair. I get to know them. I get to know about their personal life, the things going on. And
maybe not authority, but there's a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
They're putting a lot of trust and confidence in you. Yeah.
Thank you. I couldn't find another word.
Yeah.
But but you know a lot about them and you can pour into them. They ask, a lot of times people ask for your advice. They're like, well, what would you do? Well, I'm in this situation. Like, what would you? And I can tell them, like, I would recommend praying about it. That's what I'd do. You can put lots of, if I were to own my own place, you can put a lot of encouragement around it. You can go early in the morning. You can pray over your chair. You can do things like that and pray for the people who
So do you think that your calling is separate from your occupation?
No, I don't feel like it sometimes. I feel like God will put you, if you trust him, in a place to do his work. If you let him put you, maneuver you in your daily life, you can practice. You don't have to work in a church,
Right.
to allow your calling to be in your occupation. That is not the only way to do it. There are engineers, there are architects, there are, lawyers.
So you can merge your calling
yeah.
and your occupation.
Very much so.
So how do you plan to do that? Obviously, you've talked about like owning your salon, going in early, praying over your chair. But you also feel called to have a family.
Absolutely.
If
the Lord is willing.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
and you've made it clear that you feel like that is something that the Lord has given you a desire for, to build a home, to foster faith in another generation.
Yeah.
That is part of your calling. So how do you plan to merge that part of your calling with having an occupation? Because culture says it's one or the other.
Right.
Like you're either a trad wife or you're a career girl.
Right.
And I feel like what you're saying is there's a place for both.
Yeah.
There's a place
There's
for
a
being a
balance.
very engaged mom or being outside the home.
Well, I feel like one of the reasons I chose this industry was because to an extent, I can work with my own hours. I can flex my hours. And it is a very much like women-led field. And I think that's because of it. Like that's a lot of the reason. A lot of women in this industry, they're mothers. They care a lot about having a home. Do I think that all women should do that? No. If that's not what you feel called to do, if you don't feel artistic or whatever enough to do it, then
It's not my calling.
it's not. It's really. I love you. I love you a lot, but no, it is not.
It's not my calling. No.
No, but you have always worked in places where you've put your family first.
Always.
Always. And
Yeah.
you've actually turned, you're not a trad wife, but you homeschool my brothers. You're still using your degree to do that work that you feel called to do.
Yeah.
But I think that, having like in the place I'm working in, I have flexible hours.
Yep.
I can still, if I need to, I can educate my kids. I could have a salon in my own home. There are so many other alternative ways to still do what I love, do what I feel called to do, have a steady group of people as a clientele, and still be a mom.
It just requires you to think outside the box a little.
It's not going to be the standard
Yeah.
9 to 5.
Yeah. You go in and have, a chair in someone else's office. You have to kind of think outside the box and be willing to be brave and pursue
Something
alternative solutions
Yeah.
to the problem. Okay, I'm going to read something and then get your thoughts on it. This is Galatians 6:4-5, and it says, each one should test their own actions. Then they can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else. For each one should carry their own load. So we're supposed to be part of community. Like this whole section of Galatians is talking about being part of community, being part of the big C church, like fellowship with other believers and carrying each other's burdens. But part of being in community with other people means that you're confronted with the idea that you could compare yourself to them.
Yeah.
And so when it says they can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else, what do you think? What do you think that means for an 18 to 25-year-old that's listening?
Well, I feel like a lot of it is you can compare yourself with like, oh, God likes them more than me because they got the promotion, they did this, or you can even compare your faith in the church. Well, their faith is stronger than mine. Well, they've done this, and God's blessing them with that, or they spend 45 minutes in their Bible every day and I forget to do mine, because I'm very guilty of that. I'm very guilty of that, especially the not picking up your Bible part. That's hard for me. I just get so distracted, and I'm not making excuses for it. That's something I have to do.
Yeah.
But I compare myself to people in the faith regard often.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be brothers and sisters in Christ. You are together. God has every person their own calling, their own. You're not just getting blessed with materialistic goods. God does not so much just bless you with material. He's very against you taking pride in your materialistic goods instead.
Well, he calls us to evaluate our actions against his design versus other people's results.
Yeah.
And that's hard. That's a hard thing to do. So give me a time when you realized that you were enough, just like you were, without any striving, without any performance. Can you think of a time?
I think one time is just, I just sit here and I did it was like one day after graduation, and it was in the summer, and I was working a lot. I was super stressed out, and I came home and I talked to my best friend on the phone, was snapping my other friend. We were just talking, and then my boyfriend came over. I was hanging out with him, and it was a gorgeous day outside. We'd gone to the pool, and we're sitting at the pool, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, you know what? I'm sitting at a clubhouse pool in a cute little bikini, talking to my old lady friends. I just finished working with 100 kids, teaching them about scripture. I have 2 best friends. I have a family that loves me and has worked their butts off to support me for my whole life. And I'm thinking I have so many negative things going on, and I have had such a hard time dealing with people and dealing with family and dealing with all of these other things. But it really just takes you to sit down and realize, like, I have so many blessings. And I think it was it was a summer day. We were sitting at the pool. It's my favorite place to be. Since I can't surf anymore, I just love the pool.
Yeah.
I love the pool.
Yeah. So one thing that I would put out as a challenge for you, for anyone else who struggles with comparison, put it for me, because I'm in the same boat, right? Like it's not just 18-year-olds or 15-year-olds who struggle with comparison. It's all people. So trying a comparison fast where you're not on social media.
That's hard.
Yeah. But what is that going to keep you from doing? It's going to keep you
Comparing myself to models. That's really difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I love fashion. I love all of the skin and the hair and
the makeup.
And that's really difficult.
But if you can do it for one day, just no comparison, because you just stay off social media. You're not comparing your environment, your hair, your makeup, like just none of that. Then step number 2, no self-measuring. You're not looking back at old pictures, comparing what your hair or skin or clothes looked like
Used to be.
Yeah, versus what they are now. You're not scrutinizing yourself in the mirror.
That's hard.
Right. But if for one day, no social media, no self-measuring, just noticing exactly what you're saying, just taking the time to put it all down, close out the noise, and notice what God's doing in your life.
Yeah, write it down.
Right.
Write down those positive things, because I'm really good at forgetting them, especially when hard things come. Journal it, write it down.
Yes, exactly. So I think this was a good conversation,
I think
Boob.
so. I think it was needed.
For me
For
or
me.
for you? For us. So you just got our therapy session.
Right? Y'all just enjoy that.
Yeah. So you can find all of our full conversation on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. You can also find all of our coaching services at Curated
She's pretty good
Coalition.
at talking. She's a very good listener.
I try. She's
pretty darn good at it.
Yeah. But you can find all of our coaching resources at curatedcoalition.com. And we can, I would love to help you also work through issues with identity, boundaries, any kind of healing, because you can speak from what you've struggled through, right?
Yep.
Like I tell you often, sister, like I've been there.
Right.
I've sat in your seat. It wasn't social media for me. It was Jane magazine. But
Oh, you old.
yeah.
You was old.
Yeah, of course I'm old. I'm your mother.
Yikes. I'm kidding.
But, yeah.
I'm kidding. You're aging beautifully.
Oh, thanks, boo. So when we stop comparing, we start connecting, not just with God, but with other people and with who we are supposed to be.
Yes. Because you're beautiful. When you actually see who God made you to be, you start appreciating like your actual beauty. Like I feel so much more beautiful. I feel like I'm glowing.
You are
glowing. When I trust that God is in charge of who I am.
And that's joy, right?
Yep.
That's when your joy comes back. And so comparison steals that joy.
Correct.
Gratitude, writing down those things, that's what brings your joy back.
Yep. You smile more.
Yes. Well.
And your smile's pretty.
Your smile's pretty. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for joining us for today's conversation. My hope is that you leave here reminded that whatever you're facing, you're not crushed, abandoned, or destroyed. That's the promise of 2 Corinthians 4:8-9 and the heartbeat of hope through the hard. Visit curatedcoalition.com for all of our coaching services or to book your free consultation. We'll see you next time.